My stubbornness will probably be the death of me eventually in life. Not right now, but it is definitely making my experience in Marvel Snap a little bit more frustrating, and has also caused this video to be exceptionally delayed. Like, it's the weekend, and we're finally getting around to talking about Captain Carter for the first time. However, I've found a deck that is both competitive enough and competent enough, and also really fun. And I'd love your feedback on it as well. Before that, though, look, we reorganized. Becoming a parent changes your life in more ways than I thought. It's the funnest. We had to this room that used to be kind of like, my wife joked, it was kind of a junk room study thing, but she joked that it was my man cave. I had this shelf with all my stuff on it. I had those pictures up. Those pictures are now on the ground. They need to be hung up somewhere else. And I, built my daughter a shelf. She's got her own playroom now, and I've got my desk shoved over in a corner. But, it's good stuff. So, anyway, let's talk about the deck. Also, thank you to everyone who commented happy birthday to my daughter. That was really considerate of you people. You're so nice. Nonetheless, talking about my stubbornness, Captain Carter was a card that I was extremely excited for. In my Keys decision video, I talked about how the gameplay that you're going to have to get the most value out of Captain Carter requires you to be strategic and engaged in the game in a way that is most exciting for me when I play Marvel Snap. So I was excited to get that enjoyment out of the game, and so I brewed up some decks. I wanted to do something that was original. I actually think that Captain Carter belongs more outside of ongoing than she's being put into ongoing. Like, yeah, sure, she's an ongoing card, and so you can put her in an ongoing deck. However, if I had to put a 4-cost ongoing in my deck, I'm picking Moonstone over Captain Carter any day of the week. However, Captain Carter synergizes with Captain America, and that lane gets so tall. However, it feels a bit more like a win more than it really needs to be. However, I'm distracting myself. I tried to brew up some original things, and I think that there is something to be done. I haven't figured out. Maybe someone smart can figure out. It's something like this, which shout out to SaverIX27, longtime subscriber to the channel. This deck has been amazing for me on ladder. I'll come back to why that matters in a second. Other people who've suggested deck videos, I promise they're coming. I'm not making as many as I'm busy. Nonetheless, I appreciate the suggestions. They're fun to try out, and I promise I'll get to them. But this deck, I think that there's something similar to this that does include Captain Carter. And I tried to do something where you have Thena and Sage kind of holding down your one location, and then you use Captain Carter on turn 5 or 6 to hold down the second location because you've got other cheap cards like Kitty Pryde and a Bast and maybe a Demon from Hood that you can put behind the Captain Carter to get the benefit of her fully. And because you have lower cost cards, you're able to do that in this type of deck. I thought that it would perform exceptionally well. It didn't, and I don't think it is because I quite figured it out. I don't think it has Havoc because you generally want to play Havoc on turn 4, and then so that you can still play a 3-cost and Kitty Pryde and still get Thena going. But then with the 4-cost Captain Carter, you wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to play Havoc on 5. So but then in order to play Captain Carter, you want to play them on 5 with Kitty Pryde, So like it's kind of challenging, and you don't get as much value out of Havoc. So it's been tough to try and figure something out. So the Thena approach wasn't working for me at all. So I was like, you know what? I haven't played Bounce in a long time. Let me play Bounce. Bounce is a ton of fun. It matches the strategy that you have to put into your deck that I'm wanting from Captain Carter. It's my favorite archetype. I haven't made a video on Bounce in a while. I want it to be meta relevant. Let me contribute to that, like who's going to carry the boats except for me. So let me do that. And so I brewed up this Bounce deck. You're now looking at it on the screen. I had to go and remake it because I deleted it. And I tried, and I tried, and I tried, and I tried. And so this is where I talk about my stubbornness. It was horrible. It was so fun and so engaging to play and really exciting to play. However, when you missed with that deck, you missed hard. When that deck hit, it was like unbeatably good. There's no way that your opponent is going to be able to outscale you because it's just that good. However, it does not happen frequently at all. I had to manually track the stats. In that Bounce deck, I lost close to negative 40 cubes. I lost negative 40. I lost 40 cubes. That is horrible. It was a horrendous win rate with that deck, and that's just keeping track of games on my PC, not even games on my phone that I was trying to play with it. It was so bad, but it was so fun, and I just wanted it to work, and I was so stubborn, and I couldn't. It was part of the reason this video was delayed, because it didn't seem like that would be a good video of me just getting so irritated that I couldn't win with it, because I'm frustrated with the state of the meta, that it feels so control-y. Like, someone on Reddit made the comparison that it feels more like people are interested in kicking down sandcastles than they are in building cool ones themselves. And I'm all about building cool sandcastles yourself, both in the idea of like building a deck that's unique and competent and your own style, but also is like building up and winning in its own unique way and fun and all the things that represents, instead of just preventing your opponent from doing that with cards like Shang-Chi and Enchantress and those types of things, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just not fun when that's like the whole meta. And even more like that one deck that was really prominent last season with Sandman and Miss Marvel and Doctor Doom, that was just like a super strong control deck with Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Like, it's not fun to play against, especially when you're trying to do something unique like a bounce deck that really involves you to be engaged. Bounce is also just I'm convinced that Second Internet doesn't want bounce to be a relevant archetype, because if anyone's got a good bounce deck, let me know. I'd love to get back to playing that archetype. So, and anyway, I was late to the Captain Carter video. I was wanting to get around to it, and I was like, okay, well, other people have already released videos. Let's see what they're doing. Combat Snap released this deck, which I thought was extremely fun. I mean, the Sasquatch Mysterio combo is one of my favorites, especially when you've got Bishop down. I kind of tried to take Elsa Bloodstone out for Cape, or for Bishop, because, I mean, look at this variant. This is so good. It's just one of my favorite cards, especially with Mysterio, but Elsa usually provides a little bit more value. Nonetheless, this is a really, really fun deck, and it's quite enjoyable. There is a bug between Mysterio and Captain Carter. I don't quite know what it is. I just know that it's a thing. However, this is a really, really fun deck, but I didn't want to repeat what Combat Snap had done. It also wasn't the most consistent for me. It's at a 48% win rate, so kind of a negative win rate, but it's up 10 cubes because the snap ability of this deck with the likes of Captain Carter and Sasquatch, especially if you play your cards right, you can play Captain Carter in the second location pretty easily with this deck. You have the energy on turn 6, and you can turn a location that they're not expecting you to turn, especially if Captain Carter's been hit by Gwenpool or Galacta. It's just that location, you're winning, especially with Sasquatch coming down as well. And people don't really expect Sasquatch. Such a slept-on card, honestly. Play more Sasquatch. It's a phenomenal card. Nonetheless, it just wasn't as good as it felt like it should be for me to make a video that someone had already made about it. However, it was fun, and I do like the combo of Mysterio and Sasquatch. And then I found this deck. And again, I'm stealing it from this person who made the Reddit post about kicking down sandcastles. However, I'm taking out, I don't remember what card they had. The Reddit post is linked in the description, but I put in Captain Carter because it took the name of the deck is I'm the Bully now, because I feel like I have settled. I've given up my standard of like not kicking down other people's sandcastles, but just staying firm that I want to build my own sandcastle, and I specifically want to build my own sandcastle with a new card so I can make a video about it. Like, that is such a niche criteria that sometimes just the meta doesn't allow for. And in my particular pocket meta trying to climb, it was not allowing for it as much as I kept trying, which is frustrating because in addition to making videos that are fun for you to watch, I also want to climb on the ladder. So it was a tough scenario to be in. And then I found this, and the Reddit post convinced me, you know what, like, okay, maybe it's fine. Maybe my sandcastle has been kicked down enough times that I need to go kick down some other people's for revenge. I don't know, maybe I'm adding to the problem. Let me know in the comments if, like, I am giving up that standard and I'm now adding to the problem that I'm professing is a problem. I'd love your opinion on it sincerely. Maybe I'm settling and sacrificing my standard. Nonetheless, let's just talk about the deck now, all those types of things. Before we talk about this deck and the cards and all those types of things, I did want to mention that those negative 40 cubes, those 40 cubes I lost, every time I needed to make up the cubes, I came back to this deck. This deck has so much snap equity. People don't play against this deck enough. People don't anticipate the power that this deck puts out. The Tech of Cosmos, phenomenal. You just win with this deck so well. Play this deck more. When I lost cubes and I needed to make them up, this is what I used to use that. So that's why I have to come back to mention. Anyway, let's talk about the Captain Carter deck and why I think Captain Carter is a fantastic addition to this. Because, again, the value I was going to get out of Captain Carter is the way that you have to strategize about her placement. You want to get her in a location, ideally as a second card, because if she's a first, getting a second and a third is sometimes challenging, especially late in the game. So you want to get her as a second card. You also want to get her buffs if you can, potentially. You also need to get cards behind her. And in this deck, you also don't want to Enchantress her. You don't want to get her out too early and get Enchantress yourself. And so it just requires this like engagement and intentionality that I love in Marvel Snap. That's when I'm playing in that way, that's when I'm having the most fun. However, it does have the control combos of Zabu, Copycat, Shang-Chi, Galacta, and Enchantress. Like, that combo that is just really strong and a bit of a bully combo, especially for both of them. But right now, it's what's needed for me to climb on the ladder. And the combination of Captain Carter for whatever was in here from the original Reddit post, I put in Captain Carter. Took it from just like, oh, this is just like a bully deck that I'm just using to climb. Like I'm just taking a high-performing deck from somebody else, putting it in my code, and climbing with it, which is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It made it unique to me and what I want to get out of Marvel Snap, in that it felt like it was just enough of my own thing with Captain Carter. Like Captain Carter makes it unique enough that this felt like my own thing, and it gave me the gameplay that I was hoping for, while also being competitive for me to climb on the ladder. The Kitty Pryde Elsa Bloodstone with Angela combo has been one of my favorites for the longest time in Marvel Snap, so it's just good fun, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I also got to use these phenomenal variants. This deck has just been a lot of fun. In addition to being fun, which is ultimately what I really wanted, it was performing enough for me, because fun was the bounce deck, but losing 40 cubes doesn't help me climb. Like, I can go have fun losing, and I genuinely could have fun losing, but I do need to climb. This deck has done really well for me. It's sitting at a 61% win rate and up 34 cubes, and that it could be even higher. There were a few games that I absolutely threw with just like the dumbest things. In fact, there was one game where I mean, you'll see it, but I played my Enchantress and Pym Arrow on the same turn and played the Pym Arrow first, and because of that, I lost when I would have won. And anyway, like things like that. Nonetheless, this deck is particularly strong and has answers to the meta that you're facing. Like me in particular, mostly what I'm facing is ongoing decks, Mr. Negative decks, and Sauron like Searcher decks, and you have Shang and Enchantress to answer all three of those, and it works well enough for you to be able to perform and climb. And also the flavor of Captain Carter is just a lane winner. Like, I don't think people anticipate the power that Captain Carter can bring, and I think that there's still a lot of cooking that needs to happen with her for the people to find like the best place for her, which I don't think is in regular ongoing. So nonetheless, this is the deck. It's been a lot of fun. I've quite enjoyed it, while also being competent enough for me to climb. So let me know. Yeah, like I really would value your opinion in this conversation. Am I adding to the problem by giving up my standards and playing this type of deck and being a bully now? Like there's actually a few games where like I felt bad. However, to let my conscience go clean, I did get paired up with two people who were decently high collection level, close to mine. They were like 9,000 or 8,000, both of them, and their highest rank was in the 90s, but not to infinite. And I snapped on turn 1 and didn't play a single card the whole game and donated 8 cubes to both of them with this deck. So that took down the win rate and cube rate quite dramatically, right? So like, I'm not a total bully. Like I can give to people in the meta their chances that they need. So nonetheless, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Leave a like on the video. That would help a lot. But really, I'd love your thoughts. So, and then subscribe if you're not already, because my wife is going to be rating Marvel Snap cards tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of fun. She's great fun, and that's just a fun video to make. So subscribe for that. Thanks for being here. Enjoy this deck if you're playing it. Enjoy your climb on the ladder. Captain Carter is a lot of fun. Can't wait for this season to experiment with her more, because it's just a fun card, just exactly what I love. However, I will say, we still got a lot of cooking to do with Goliath. I haven't even accomplished my missions for him yet, as you can see. So I've got him. I'm excited to try him out, but I've been zoned in on Captain Carter and its stupid bounce deck, which I don't recommend. Anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate every single one of you. That's no problem. Except for you discounted yours, so you're cheating. Well, see, I don't know if it's better to do it in this order, because the next turn you only get 1 proc on Hope, where you could have 2. I don't know. What type of deck is this? Oh, I forgot. We could have had extra power. We'll miss out on the Elsa Bloodstone power, but we'll have energy, which I think is worth it. However, is it better to have options with Kate Bishop? I think it is. Ah. Dang it. I don't know if we'll have priority. We also don't have Shang. Oh, there he is. Do we have prio? We don't. Three. That becomes 4. Or this can also become 4. Well, let's do this first. Okay, so can we win this back? Because this will go to 3, 6, 7, 8. So 8 plus 9 plus 1. So this would be 10. 8 plus 10 is 18. Plus 4 is 20. What's 4 plus 18 plus 4 is 22. So even if Scarlet Spider goes left, man, if we had prio, we could cook him. But I don't think they're expecting us to try and get back here. Ooh. Who? I hope it rolls center. What is this? What is this? Go center. That is a big boy that needs to roll center, or else we're losing. Yes! Yes! I am the greatest gamer ever. I am genius. Yes! Oh, man. Victory. I don't want to because it's gloatful, but I want to hit this emote so badly. I mean, here's the cool thing. By doing it, I just realized this. By doing it this way, Scarlet Spider goes left, we win center. Like, we were winning either way. Oh my gosh. I'm a genius. What? No way. It's a Hulkling that's a Galactus. Can we pull it off? Okay, we played Zabu in the right spot. Arishem. So on turn 3 is when they'll have more energy. So we got to be really, really careful. Really, really mindful of where we play it. We're probably not going to play cards there. But if we get an acid arrow, we can play. We can send it over. Okay. Is that from Arishem? No, from Maria Hill. We did get an acid arrow. Cool variant. Let's risk it. I'm so tempted to snap. I mean, priority. There's no reason that this should work. But I'm going to try it anyway. They have no idea. It got a Hulkling. Which, that's cool they have a Hulkling. Like, that's fun. Yes, it's going to work.
I still believe in heroes.
Cool variant from Nick Fury, too. Oh, this is so so random. I think we just throw Prio for Enchantress and Shang if needed. Oh, actually, let's do it in this order. Oh, rip. I played those in the wrong... I'm a dummy. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. Oh, that is... Oh, that is well deserved. Ooh. I have no idea what they're doing, but we are snapping. That's what we're doing. That location is huge for us. Like, every card we want to play is a 3 and 4 cost. Every card. Oh, I should probably end my turn. Let him get out of here for once. Well, that's a heck no. Find someone. Okay, if we just play in one location, they will probably have priority. Oh. Okay. We need to do this now. The sooner the better on that one. Oh man, I'm getting my locations filled, but I actually think this might be better. I don't know. I'm thinking about Captain Carter too much. That's a big Jeff, which is meaningful. That's terrifying. Oof. I think we do want Jeff over here. Man, this is just so... This is just like asking for it. You know? But it actually can help me maintain priority, believe it or not. I don't know what we're top decking. I hope we end top deck Enchantress to turn off Copycat, because that is just frustrating. No, we don't. Okay. Believe it or not, we actually have the cojones to compete in this location. They are pretty confident. For 8 cubes. Where do we think Where do we think they're going to play Scar? Send it. If they're smart and they're thinking about it, they're probably playing Scar over here or center. But they're probably not. They're probably trying to put more power away from Galacta, is my guess. Is this enough? Yeah, it is. Not enough for that, though.
Power must be controlled.
I'm losing. Yes! I'm a genius.
Victory.
I'm a genius. Okay, we just need to get to rate 88. That's all I wanted to do tonight. Extinction level event? What? What does that even mean? Well, how disappointing. Actually, not really. However, we also don't want to clog up that location, so I'm going to wait.
Avengers! Assemble.
Oh, that makes Enchantress harder. Howard. We love an Enchantress. Copycat, they're Iron Man something. That location's getting pretty big. Ooh. Before they... Are you okay? Okay, before they can move this stuff, is it worth it to just dunk on it right now? Because them moving it could just ruin everything. It would just ruin everything. They won't be able to move the shield, so wherever they put the shield is done for. They also have priority. This is going to be like an Iron Man or something. Yeah.
I am.
No! I regret it. Well, I can also just avoid that location now.
Enchantress.
They still have priority. Rightfully so. Alright, so we're going to get this guy out of here so that we can have more power. And we're going to go whapam. I mean, it's kind of the same. But I think if they're going to play big cards, it's going to be over there. However, we have an 8 power thing being added there. Well... We're just so much further ahead over here. Let's see what happens. One of these is a Mystique. No, an Iron Lad. we do win over here.
Victory.
No, I'm recording though. I'm about to tell them. My... I'm not. My wife. She...
I won't go in there.
No, you got. Let me tell them. That's so funny. It's so funny. She just came in here, said she needed to talk to me, and then just ripped one.